So let's talk about a pretty interesting argument from an educator named Razim Demirov. He asks, in a world that's just packed with distractions, could it be that one of the most famous athletes on the planet, Cristiano Ronaldo, is actually the role model our kids need right now? We're going to dive in and break down why his influence might go way, way beyond the soccer field.
So where does this whole idea come from? Well, it actually starts with a problem that a lot of parents can probably relate to. The author, who's a dad himself, noticed his own son was kinda missing that spark, that deep down passion for a hobby or a sport. It's a worry that sent him looking for some real, genuine inspiration.
And, that personal story really opens up a much bigger question for all of us. In this world of social media with influencers popping up every second, where do our kids even find their heroes anymore? Who do they look up to?
So this father's search took him back to something he loved as a kid: soccer. And as he started getting back into it with his son, he had this aha moment, realizing the answer might be staring him right in the face, embodied in one particular player.
Okay, so here's the core argument. It's not just that Cristiano Ronaldo is a phenomenal athlete. It's that he represents 4 key principles that are super important for the next generation. So let's dive in and break down exactly what these 4 lessons are.
All right, lesson number 1. It all starts with pure, unadulterated passion. And we're not just talking about kind of liking your job. No, this is about loving what you do with a fire that fuels every single thing you do.
I mean, just think about this for a second. Your typical pro soccer player, they're hanging up their cleats around age 35. But here's Ronaldo knocking on 40 and he's still playing at the highest level. Often he's still the best player out there. The point here is, you don't do that for a paycheck. You do that because you are absolutely in love with the game.
And that kind of career, that longevity, it teaches something really powerful, doesn't it? It shows you that, yeah, talent is great, but it'll only get you so far. It's that passion, combined with sheer perseverance, that leads to real, lasting greatness. If you love what you do, you just never stop trying to get better.
Okay, so lesson number 2. This one flows right from the first one. We're talking about an unrelenting, almost insane work ethic. Besides his crazy goal scoring, this is probably what Ronaldo is most famous for. I mean, this is the guy who has won pretty much everything there is to win, and his routine is still the stuff of legend. From his intense training every single day to that ridiculously strict diet, he doesn't cut corners, period. It's just a fantastic example of showing up and giving it your all every time, no matter what you accomplished yesterday. You've probably heard this saying before, right? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Well, the author argues that Ronaldo is basically the walking, breathing embodiment of that quote. He's living proof that discipline can take talent to a whole different stratosphere.
All right, for our third lesson, we're shifting gears a little bit. We're moving away from the soccer field and into his personal life. Because in a world where celebrity drama is basically a spectator sport, the author points to Ronaldo's focus on his family.
The author really zeroes in on the choices Ronaldo makes day to day. For a guy with that level of fame, you always see him prioritizing his kids, his family, over that glitzy celebrity party scene. He actively works to keep his private life private, and that presents a model of being grounded and stable.
Okay, on to the final lesson. And this one is a biggie. It's all about resilience. The argument here is that Ronaldo's career has been anything but a walk in the park. And honestly, that's what makes his stories so powerful.
Think about what he's been up against. He's had the media and fans picking apart his every move. He's constantly facing competition from players who are 10, 15 years younger, and he's had to make these huge, stressful moves between the biggest clubs in the world. These are not small bumps in the road.
But here's the thing, right? The real lesson is in how he deals with all of it. He doesn't complain, he doesn't give up. Instead, he seems to use all that criticism as fuel. He changes his game, he works even harder, and he just keeps proving people wrong. It's a fantastic lesson, right? Setbacks aren't the end of the road. They're just opportunities to get stronger. So let's tie this all together. Why does any of this matter, especially right now? Well, the author connects these 4 lessons directly to the challenges that young people are facing today. And this is where the author's argument really hits home. What he does is put the values Ronaldo represents, like discipline, hard work, family, right up against what our kids might see in the wider influencer world, which can often be about fame, drama, and whatever's trending this week. It's a real call for substance over flash.
And this quote right here, this is the absolute heart of the whole argument. The goal isn't to get your kid to become the next soccer superstar. Nope. It's about getting them to adopt the mindset of one, that dedication, that work ethic, and that character. That's the stuff that leads to success in any field you can imagine.
You know, the author wraps up his article by basically turning the microphone over to the reader. And that's how we're going to wrap this up too. The search for good heroes feels more important than ever. So if we're looking for role models who embody that same kind of passion, discipline, and grit, who else comes to mind?